Okay, Assalamualaikum. Selamat petang. Okay, hari ni kita nak bermain riddle sikit petang-petang Jumaat ni. So, hari ni saya ditemani oleh hero podcast kita, si Anwar.
Yay!
And then seorang lagi, Mimin X.
Mimin X ni, X tu apa weh?
Sebab kita keluar kita keluar pada sarang kita berada di tempat lain sekarang. Jadi kita tukar identiti sikit lah.
Okay. So nak tanya sikit, Cik Anwar sihat ke?
Sihat, Alhamdulillah. Tapi kalau dengar bunyi gangguan bising-bising orang tengah gerudi office, so akan dengar lah bunyi gangguan-gangguan yang
Kita kat sini tengah practice aerobik sebenarnya. So kejap lagi kalau dengar dung-dung tu orang tengah practice aerobik lah.
Aerobik tu dah dengar tu.
Jangan pelan lagi.
Janganlah.
Okay, Mimin, sihat tak Mimin?
Setakat ni sihat.
Sihat. Alhamdulillah. So macam mana keadaan? COVID case makin tinggi semua ni.
Itulah kita pun kat office ada beberapa kes. Kita masih bertahan lagi.
Dekat office berapa kes tu sekarang ni dekat luar office lah.
Mimin dah kena masa batch Delta, sekarang ni batch Mikron pula lah. Kan?
Ikut batch
Ikut batch. Nasib lah sekarang ni tak boleh nak cakap lah. Kalau kau kena, kita kena ni semua redha je lah. Kan?
Redha je.
Yang penting cucuk
InsyaAllah.
Yang penting booster kena cucuk.
Kita cuba bertawakal, berikhtiar.
Kita ikhtiar.
Mimin bukan anti vaksin Mimin X?
Tak.
Lambat je jawab.
Tak. Kita berasaskan sains.
Sains alam sekitar.
Mimin X, kalau kau cakap bukan anti vaksin pun kau orang tahu.
Tak. Kita tak sampai level macam tu.
Okey lah, tak apa. So hari ni macam biasa-biasa kita nak main riddle sikit. Kita nak tengok podcast dengan Mimin X. Siapa yang power? Boleh tak Mimin? Noah ready ke? Mimin ready?
Ready. Kita dah ada sejarah dah kemenangan milik siapa.
Adalah sebab tu kita tak takut lah. Line up ni kita tak takut.
Line up ni tak takut senang sangat
Bukan kata senang lah. Orang kata apa, mudah lah.
Okay, untuk pengetahuan semua pun video ni aku pun tak tengok lagi. So kita boleh sama-sama teka lah. Tapi nak tengok siapa yang power, Mimin X ke Noah?
Apa bukti kau tak tengok lagi ni? Kan menipu. Tapi markah kira macam mana? Kau kira dalam markah ke kita orang dua orang je dalam markah
Dalam markah Mimin X dengan Anwar je lah. Aku mencelah-celah je.
Yang mana tahu kalau ada yang nak masuk sekejap lagi, kita invite. Kita boleh invite terus ni.
Tu orang belakang kalau nak masuk boleh.
Mana tahu
Mimin X.
potong kan.
Orang belakang tu ada pertolongan mana boleh.
Tak ada.
Taliah hayat
Ada talian hayat ramai kat situ nampak
Kita tengah fokus ni aerobik.
Tak apa. Kalau penonton rasa nak jawab juga pun boleh, tak ada masalah. Boleh jawab di ruangan chat tu lah. Mimin.
Okay.
Audio besar tu Mimin.
Orang punya.
Okey lah, kita mulakan Mimin. Okey.
Baik.
Okay.
Comel lah.
Tak dengar suara lah.
Tak dengar suara pula.
Tak dengar.
Kejap ya. Okey, mikrofon dengar ni.
outside the city when he got trapped in a mysterious dungeon. There were 3 ways out, but only one of them was safe. Behind the first door, a fire was raging. Behind the second door, there was acid rain, which could melt any substance within seconds. Behind the third door, there was a huge brown bear that hadn't eaten for 2 years. Which way should Tommy choose?
Okey. Mimin, yang mana satu pilihan kalbu? Mimin.
Ketiga.
Ketiga Anwar pilih ketiga. Mimin X.
Beruang.
Nombor 3 beruang.
Acid rain.
Acid rain
Rain. Acid.
Betul acid. Okey, Noah, kenapa pilih yang ada beruang?
Yang ada beruang. Sebab beruang tak makan orang.
Beruang tak makan orang
Mana orang?
Tapi lempang tu.
Sakit tak? Okey, Mimi X, kenapa pilih tu?
Sebab dalam kan.
Betul juga tu.
Nampak Anwar salah ni.
Tengah fikir pula balik. Tak ada, jawapan kunci tu.
Daripada kunci. Nasib baik tu. Budak yang sampai
Azmi. Okay, kita tengok dulu jawapan dia.
Tommy should choose the third way. No animal can go for 2 years without food and survive. Bear
mana dia ayam dia tadi ni
Ada Mimin.
tapi ni
Dia dah cakap dah. Binatang tu tak makan 2 tahun dia cakap.
Kalau tak makan lagi.
Tak ada, dah mati lah.
Walaupun dia salah.
Tak apalah, Anwar lah betul. Mimi, come on. Tak nak mengaku salah lagi.
Bagi Chan. Jangan.
Okey, kita teruskan.
early. It was a stormy day, and it had been raining for several hours straight. A car accident happened in a tunnel. The yellow car crashed into the red one. The driver of the yellow car said it had been raining so heavily he hadn't seen anything, so the accident wasn't totally his fault. But the police asked the man to stop lying and claimed it was all his fault. Why?
Okey, faham?
Boleh.
Semula
Sebab kita ada pasal.
Okey, start sinilah kita tengok.
Hours straight. A car accident happened in a tunnel. The yellow car crashed into the red one. The driver of the yellow car said it had been raining so heavily he hadn't seen anything, so the accident wasn't totally his fault. But the police asked the man to stop lying and claimed it was all his fault. Why?
Dia tangkap yang kereta kuning.
Sebab dia tahu lah. Dia kata jangan. Kita tak pasal.
Oh, sebab kereta tak basah Okey, Noah.
Dengar nanti.
Noah, macam mana Noah? Jawapan?
Kau dah tangkap kereta kuning kan?
Ha.
Dalam terowong tak hujan. Mana nak rasa boleh terima?
Kan dia ngomong.
Macam mana Noah? Tak dengar?
Belum lain kat sini pun tak dengar. Hello? Dengar.
Okey, kenapa Tu, kereta kuning kena tahan.
Kan?
Kalau turun tak kena hujan So dia boleh nampak macam tu.
Maksudnya cerita dia.
Mimi X tak boleh tukar dah Mimi X. Tu je jawapan. Mimi X jawab sebab kereta dia tak basah.
Yelah. Batu siap macam mana?
Anwar lama sangat ni. Sebab dalam drawer Suara tu kuat sikit. Tak dengar Okay, kita tengok jawapan dululah.
Tak dengar.
The accident happened in the tunnel. It couldn't be raining there. Mrs. McAdams, who
Faham tak? Mimi UM faham ke? Mimi UM?
Maksudnya kat ada macam
Dia tak polis sebab dia cakap dia tak nampak sebab hujan lebat. Tapi masalah dalam gua. Dalam gua pula, dalam terowong. So polis cakap
betul lah jawapan aku.
Betul lah Anwar.
Betul lah. Ada masalah teknikal ni. Audio tak apa nak clear.
Tak okey dah ni.
Tak okey lagi.
Tapi tak boleh.
Okey, tak apa. Okey, so kepada penonton, jangan lupa untuk follow UMCares, like, share, subscribe semua kat social media kami @myumcares, dan jangan lupa untuk panggil follow UM @Uni Malaya dekat Instagram, dekat Facebook Universiti Malaya kan? Imin kan? Betul.
Ramai lah.
Ramai-ramai like. Jangan risau. Nanti Mimi bagi hadiah, giveaway. Okey Mimi.
Tak boleh bagi giveaway.
Okey, tak apa. Kita teruskan dengan permainan kita hari ini. Okey. Dengar betul-betul ya?
was having a day off with her friends, came back home in the middle of the day to change her clothes. There, she found out that her daughter, Eveline, who she'd grounded, wasn't at home. Mrs. McAdams got angry and texted Eveline, asking where she was. Eveline texted her back, saying she was at school. The girl even attached a picture of the classroom. Mrs. McAdams didn't believe her daughter and told her to come home immediately. How did she understand Eveline wasn't at school?
Okey, ni kisah budak-budak yang jenis menipu. Kata pergi sekolah padahal tak pergi sekolah kan. Mimi UM biasa ni kan, Mimi X ni. Biasa dia tak pergi sekolah ni.
Tengok dalam kelas ni, orang dah guna ni. Gambar.
Sekarang dah tak guna projektor
Orang dah guna
Macam tu pula. Okey. Kira gambar lama lah Mimi.
Kan. Jawapan lain.
Okey, jawapan lain apa? Awak kunci tak jawapan awak tu?
Tak ni. Saya cuba
Tak apalah.
Dah belum?
Belum lagi. Anwar lah jawab.
Sebab ayat.
Yes. Dia.
Aku dulu.
Dah.
Tak adalah tu sekolah mana ada orang tu gambar. Tak ada orang pun dalam kelas.
Ayah ada orang.
Dia duduk Johor ni. Johor sekolah ya Had.
Sebenarnya lokasi dekat dia kan.
Tengok GPS. Anak dia kat mana.
Tapi macam apa dia. Sebab memang kadang-kadang tulis sun kan mulai 4
Mana tahu anak dia pergi kelas tambahan ambil SPM bulan 3 nanti.
Mana tahu lah kalau ambil tambahan mesti berat.
Okey. Okey, kita tengok jawapan betul tak Ayah Had.
Look closely at her cell phone. It's Sunday. There's no school on Sundays. Ned
So Miming Anwar lah dapat berapa markah satu markah. Tahniah.
Apa aku leading.
Kita kena format macam ni pun lah. Siapa jawab dulu tu makan.
Wow.
Yang ikut satu markah.
Okey. Kita tukar sekarang.
Okey, sekarang.
Untuk soalan ni kita tukar untuk Mimin. Nak kejar sangat kan? Okey, tak apa Mimin. Kita teruskan soalan seterusnya.
works in a club. His job is to check people's ID cards and to not let suspicious people or people younger than 21 years old get inside. Take a look at these 3 ID cards and figure out who shouldn't enter the club.
Siapa yang tak perlu pun masuk dalam kelab ni? Tak boleh masuk. Kira Mimin. Woi, siap ambil kertas Mimin.
Mana kertas?
Congak. Okey, siapa jawab dulu dapat 2 markah. Cepat.
Brilliant West.
Kenapa? Sebab 1999 lahir.
Macam tu
Tak tahu sebab mencurigakan.
Mencurigakan.
Ini jawapan dadu tau.
Sekarang tahun bila? 2020
Tak tahu. 2022. Video ni aku tak tahu tahun bila.
Itu sebab tak boleh kira. Ini jawab ni dadu ni.
Okeylah, kita ikut tahun semasa.
Mesti kata apa salah. Masa sebenarnya tadi.
So siapa ni jawab dulu ni? Noah Brilliant West. Holden Mimi cakap Holden
Sebab dia boleh kalau kau rel ni tak boleh macam ni. Gadang
Okey, jawapan aku semua boleh masuk.
Sebab ada
Tak tahulah. Hentam je lah. Tengok siapa betul. Noah ke Mimin?
The first person is already 21 and nothing else looks suspicious in his ID. The second girl seems all right too. It's written that Brielle was born on September 31st. But such date doesn't exist. Her
Nampak?
31 September mana ada?
Ya. Tak ada salah lagi tau.
Tu pun tembak.
Kalau jawapan dadu betul kan. Nampak? Nasib ni berbalik.
Hari Jumaat biasalah.
Pakai baju songkok.
Kain samping je tak pakai.
Mana tahu? Aku tak pakai pun.
Mimi pakai kain plekat tu. Okey. Noah 2 makan Noah dapat. Power 2 Noah. Okey, soalan seterusnya.
Her ID must be fake. Mrs. Cabell is the owner of a small company producing expensive designer cups. On Friday, when the working week was finally over, she got a call from her bank. The woman found out that someone had stolen all the money she had saved. Mrs. Cabell realized it must have been one of her workers, so she asked each of them what they had been doing that day. Sloan, a sales manager, said she had been talking to their clients and looking for new ones. Atticus, a potter, said he always made 1 cup a day, and he showed all the cups he had done that week. Sierra, a designer, said she had been working, but she also admitted she hadn't been really productive that day because of some family issues. Who lied?
Okay, siapa boleh jawab paling cepat?
Abang misal
Yang misal
satu hari satu ni.
Kau nampak muka jahat
Satu hari satu. Tapi dah ada 4.
Okey Mimi. Bagus.
Apa alasan dia?
Dia katakan satu hari satu pot. Dia ada
Dia ada 4 je kat atas dulang je.
Atas tu ada sebelah tu 5.
banyak.
So Noah, jawapan kau mana?
Rasa yang apa ni? Yang manager tu.
Manager tu. Duk telefon orang je.
Ya.
Kira dia telefon bank lah.
Dia ada possible lah duit. Sebab dia pakai komputer semua kan. Telefon semua. So lebih senang dia
Senang
jalankan tugas untuk duit.
Okey, kita tengok jawapan mana betul. Bagi aku pilih pot lah. Laki tu.
Semua pilih lelaki tak kita tengok.
Tak apa, kita tengok.
Atticus. There are 5 working days in a regular week. The man said he made 1 mug a day, but he only showed 4 mugs. It made
Wah, bagus ya.
Bagus lah Mimin. Tak apa, Mimin jauh lagi nak kerja Noah ni. Makan sekarang. Noah
7.
5 makan.
Bukan 7 ke?
Tak 5. Kita cantik semua.
Baru sekali
Sekali je dapat 2. Lepas tu Mimin baru 3 Mimin. Tengah. Sempat lagi Mimin? Ada lagi sikit. Sempat lagi. Okey, kita pergi ke soalan seterusnya lah.
means he missed 1 day of work. Lennox and Finn were friends living in the same college dorm. One day, Lennox reported that something had happened to his friend. He said Finn hadn't left his room all day. He also never responded to any of Lennox's texts. In the evening, Lennox started to worry and knocked on Finn's door, but the guy didn't answer. Lennox peeked through the keyhole and saw that his friend was lying on the floor, so he called the police. After that, Lennox got arrested. Why?
Okey. Kenapa tiba-tiba dia kena tahan? Cepat-cepat siapa nak bagi jawapan dulu? Dapat 2 markah kalau betul. Kalau tak betul 1 markah.
Oh, kalau tak betul dapat 1 markah.
Tak. Kalau tak betul dapat 0 lah. Sorry lah, silap cakap.
Kalau lagi cepat cakap. Sebab apa? Undang dia.
Alamak.
Lennox and Finn were friends living in the same college dorm. One day, Lennox reported that something had happened to his friend. He said Finn hadn't left his room all day. He also never responded to any of Lennox's texts. In the evening, Lennox started to worry and knocked on Finn's door, but the guy didn't answer. Lennox peeked through the keyhole and saw that his friend was lying on the floor, so he called the police. After that, Lennox got arrested. Why?
Why? Kenapa kena tahan? Yelah, pada penonton yang tahu jawapan boleh tinggalkan chat di ruangan chat. So mana tahu boleh tolong kita.
Okey, jawapan dia mustahil nak tengok dia berbaring melalui keyhole tu.
Okey.
Itu dia kena cakap. Itu je. Dia kena buka awak boleh nampak.
Dulu Skodeng boleh je.
Oh, ni tak muka.
Okey Mimi.
Macam yang mana-mana.
Dia pula kena.
Dia sebab mata tapi kan.
Betul-betul tak? Bukan aku je dia lah.
Tengah
Dia tak nak.
Benda boleh halih je pun. Ha? Kenapa dah Mimi?
Kan yang nampak lagi.
Oh, faham. Tapi jawapan aku pula sebab dia tidur sekali dalam bilik tu. Sebab tengok katil ada 2 katil. Okey, kita tengok jawapan dia.
Lennox has a bandage on his right eye, but the keyhole is located in such a way that it's only possible to look inside with the right eye. It means the guy couldn't do it. He simply
Wow, hebatnya.
Apa kan?
Nak hadiah ni.
Kita yang main pun ada.
Okey, untuk maklumat semua untuk podcast UMCares Riddle ni kita tak ada hadiah lah. Kita main untuk suka-suka happy-happy didong-didong je.
Mungkin ada yang akan fight.
Kalau nak bermain bersama kami, sila tinggalkan DM di social media kami. Nanti kami panggil untuk main Riddles. Dekat situ mungkin dapat hadiah. Betul tak Mimi? Kita akan cari sponsor untuk awak. Jangan risau. So jawapan Mimi UM betul. 1 markah.
Ada dua Mimi belakang.
Alamak Mimin. Okey Mimin. Okey. Bahaya betul. Apa kita tengok ni soalan? Nak join boleh DM kami. DM UMCares, my UMCares. Dekat Instagram boleh, dekat Facebook boleh, Twitter boleh. Social media kami semua ada. Jangan risau. Just follow my UMCares, DM kami. Cantik. Alamak. Okey, kita pergi ke soalan seterusnya. Teka-teki seterusnya.
knew what had happened. Esme was having a walk in the forest and got lost. For about the 20th time. Hey, don't ask. Anyway, she found the witch's house, walked in, said hi, petted the cat, and asked the witch to show her the way home. But the witch had a problem. She was learning a new spell and accidentally did something strange to her chairs. On the bright side, she now had a riddle for Esme to solve. The witch had 20 chairs. Now, some of the chairs only had 2 legs, and half of the rest had no legs at all. How many legs did all these 20 chairs have in total?
Kira.
Saya mohon ampun dia. Saya tahu 20 dapat 2 kali.
Dia boleh wish ni dia boleh buat kursi. Tapi kursi dia tak jadi cantik. Ada 2 kursi, ada 2 kaki je.
Okay.
So dia berapa kaki lagi dia perlukan untuk dapatkan 20? 20 kursi yang dia buat tu.
18.
Dia kursi dia jadi macam ni. 18 Mimin.
Mustahil lah dapat tepat-tepat ni.
38. Okey, Mimin 38. Okey, Noah.
Saya tak dengar. Cuba
25. Oi, tembak betul ni.
Tembak.
Tembak pun terlebih satu kaki. 25. Okey, kita tengok.
Dia yang paling hampir kan.
Okey. Betul.
Okey, kita tengok.
Is it all? How many legs did all these 20 chairs have in total? We know that some of the chairs have, on average, 2 legs per chair. The rest of them have either 4 legs or no legs at all. And since half of the rest have no legs and the other half have 4, together they have 2 legs per chair. So there are exactly 40 legs.
Dah. Tengah fikir tu. Mimin, macam mana Mimin? Betul. Tak apalah Mimin. Jawapan Mimin paling dekat, paling rapat.
Itulah.
Semua jauh sikit. Kira macam sebab kira tolak dua kaki yang kursi tu ada kan? Betul kan? Pakailah tu Min, headset. Cari headset pula. Okey, kita tengok. Tak apa, kita take file dulu kesian Mimin. So kepada semua penonton, kalau rasa nak join UMCares Riddle, boleh PM kami di My UMCares, sama ada di Instagram, Facebook ataupun di Twitter. Kalau kami boleh, tak ada masalah, just DM je. So Mimin okey ke Mimin?
Ada
Okey. Kita pergi soalan seterusnya.
Mr. Tucker was a businessman. He wanted to find an interesting hobby to impress people. He chose art, even though he knew nothing about it. Still, he kept buying paintings and even owned a couple of famous masterpieces. He liked to invite his potential business partners over to show off his collection. One day, his guest was Miss Geneva Darby, a young lady who owned a jewelry business. As always, Mr. Tucker boasted about his collection. Miss Darby wasn't impressed. Why?
Okey. Siapa nak jawab dulu? Dia tak impress dengan painting tu, dengan lukisan tu.
Sebab dia tak perfect. Tengok kat belakang warna yang gunung tu, kenapa ada pecah
Tengah-tengah pecah. Okey.
Dia ada pisah, tak tahu. Tak ada mata pun orang.
Tak ada mati.
Biasa lukisan abstrak ni jarang orang faham.
Saya rasa sebab dalam zaman. So nampak pasti.
Okey.
Kan zaman kita kulit.
Faham. Zaman-zaman cowboy kan?
Jadi pada Tiba dia kata. Tak kena.
Faham?
Kenal.
Okey, apa yang Mimi cakap tu adalah gambar tu tak kena. Orang perempuan tu pakai baju zaman lama, which is 60-an ke 70-an ke, zaman-zaman cowboy dulu lah. Tapi tiba-tiba kat belakang tu ada kereta. Kereta, mungkin van. Tiba-tiba ada Myvi kat situ kan. King of Highway.
Jauh sangat ni.
So tak kena lah dengan gambar tu. Faham tak? Dia tak matching. Betul tak Mimin?
Betul zaman sekarang.
Mungkin perempuan tu pakai baju saja je ke, kostum.
Kalau kita
Okay, kita tengok jawapan dia.
Look closer at this supposedly 16th century painting. There are a couple of cars on the road, but there were no cars at that time, so the painting must be fake.
Bagus lah Mimin. Tajam lah mata. Dia tak Mimin. Tapi malang dia, awak dapat 1 markah je.
Nampak. Nak elakkan daripada kau, potong aku.
Tak ada sebab Nuah jawab dulu.
Aku tak jawab dulu.
Okay Mimin. Boleh lah. Dia lain kalau awak jawab dulu, jawapan awak betul 2 markah. Faham Mimin. Okay, good boy Mimin. Bagus Mimin sekarang. Baik betul. Okay, kita pergi kepada reader seterusnya. Nampak ada basikal lah tu. Okay.
Evie and Kai were planning to go on a bike tour with their friends. Unfortunately, Evie didn't feel well, so she canceled on her friends and asked Kai to stay with her. Kai was disappointed but agreed. Evie fell asleep. When she woke up, she already felt better. She offered Kai to ride their bikes a bit, just the two of them. Behind the first door, when they went outside, was raging. Behind the second door, there was acid rain, which could melt any substance within seconds. Behind the third door, there was a huge brown bear that hadn't eaten for...
Kenapa ada bear ni?
Ada masalah teknikal. Kita start balik.
Were planning to go on a bike tour with their friends. Unfortunately, Evie didn't feel well, so she canceled on her friends and asked Kai to stay with her. Kai was disappointed but agreed. Evie fell asleep. When she woke up, she already felt better. She offered Kai to ride their bikes a bit, just the two of them. But when they went outside, Evie realized that while she had been sleeping, Kai had been out with the friends without her. How did she understand it?
Okay.
Dia nak apa je lah?
Sebab tadi basah. Tadi kering dulu. Bila tembang ada basah. So dah pilih lah.
Kira dia dah guna lah macam tu.
Sekarang sudah digunakan.
Sebab basah kan. Mana tahu hujan.
Tapi masih basah.
Tu bawa tu
Dia pakai basah.
tu bawa garaj. Okay,
Sebab apa? Sebab
Mimi X cakap tu sebab basikal tu basah. So dia dah basuh. Betul tak Mimi?
basikal basah tu basikal perempuan tu.
Ini
Dia macam tu lah jawapan dia.
awal betul tepat.
Okey. Nuah macam ni.
Soalan tadi apa? Soalan yang last tadi.
Kenapa perempuan tu tak nak pergi dah? Lebih kurang macam tu lah. Marah kat lelaki tu.
Perempuan tu dah pergi Tak tahu apa. Rasa macam nak sama jawapan macam Min tadi lah.
Sleeping. Kai had been out with the friends without her. How did she understand it?
Dia kata perempuan tu tahu yang Kai pergi dengan kawan dia semasa perempuan tu tidur. Lebih kurang macam tu lah. Macam mana dia boleh tahu? So Mimin jawab sebab basikal tu basah. Mungkin dia
Sebab
cuci.
badan lelaki tu kering.
Alamak.
Mimi jawab dia sebab lelaki badan perempuan tu basah. Aku cakap sebab dia kering.
Macam nak tapi bukan ya.
Tak apa. Sebab basikal lelaki tu kering.
Sebab badan lelaki tu kering.
Sebab
Sama.
kita tengok mana yang tepat pula Mimin. Mungkin time dia tidur tu hujan ke apa ke. Lagi pakai basikal dia ke. Dia tempat lain lepas tu kering. Macam mana Mimin?
Okay, boleh. Apa mana?
Okey lah, kita tengok jawapan dia. Mana yang paling dekat dan tepat?
Look, Evie's bike is all wet. It must have been raining while she was asleep. But Kyle's bike is dry. It means that he used it and then wiped it off. Or maybe he wasn't even in the area when it was raining.
Nampak?
So, Noah lagi tepat.
Kan?
Sebab Mimin cakap dia pakai basikal perempuan tu patut dia basuh. Nampak? Jauh sikit. Noah satu markah ya Noah.
Tak apa.
So untuk kedudukan sekarang Noah 6 mata. Mimin 6 juga. Wow. Padu Mimin.
6 ni lepas tambah betul juga.
Yelah tambah dah. 6 sama. Kedudukan sama sekarang. Semakin hangat ni. Kita ada lagi mungkin 2-3 soalan lagi ke? Okey. Mimin boleh teruskan Mimin?
Lah.
Mimin ni dah keluar pula.
Mimin yang kat sana.
Mimin okey ke Mimin? Okey dah. Okey. Keluar balik.
Lain tak okey kot.
Mimin, tenang Mimin. Okey dah. Okey, tak apa, kita teruskan.
2 weeks ago, a bank was robbed, but the robber hadn't been found yet. A phone call woke Detective Callum up in the middle of the night. His colleague reported that a farmer had found the money. When the detective arrived, he questioned the farmer. The man said, I argued with my wife and went outside. That's when I found a bag with money in a cornfield. Detective Callum asked if the farmer had noticed anything suspicious before. The farmer replied, about 2 weeks ago, before going to bed, I looked out of the window. I saw a man walking through the field. It was a full moon and I could clearly see his silhouette. But there wasn't enough light to notice more details about him. The farmer was arrested. Why?
Yang dia tengok orang-orang tu bulan-bulan dan
Macam mana Min? Kuat sikit Min cakap Min.
tak tengok bulan dia nampak orang-orang tu. Kecil tu 2 bulan lepas.
Okey.
Dia nampak orang-orang yang kat tonton tu masih full.
Okey.
Masih full memang. Patut ni nombor dah 2 minggu dah jadi.
Faham?
Apa dia cakap? Tak clear lah. Tak dengar. Faham.
Macam ni, Mimin cakap tu sebab time dia pergi jumpa dengan orang tu tengah full moon dah. Lepas tu dia cakap yang dia tengok orang suspicious tu 2 minggu sebelum. Time tu pun full moon juga. Faham? Betul tak Mimin?
Cuba belakang sikit. Nampak tak dia full dekat atas kadang-kadang.
Mana boleh
Kalau
begini?
dia nampak suspect pun ada full juga.
2 minggu lepas. Betul tak Mimin? Tu ada gaya nak tiru soalan tu, nak tiru jawapan tu.
Tak tahu nak tembak apa ni.
Tiru je Noah dapat 1 markah.
Okey tiru lah.
Nanti
Ini siap. Jawapan
Dia katakan sepatutnya nampak tau. Punggung kan jelas, dia nampak.
nampak orang lah macam tu lah.
Dia kata tak apa nampak tu yang mencurigakan tu.
Wow. Okey tak apa. Okey, Anwar punya jawapan sebab dia kata dia macam lelaki tu patutnya boleh nampak dengan jelas muka.
Betul.
Lain sikit pada ni.
Lain sikit.
Okay, kita tengok jawapan dia.
Arrested. Why? The farmer said it had been a full moon 2 weeks before, but it's impossible. As you see, it's a full moon now. The farmer is lying, but why?
Mimin 2 markah Mimin. Dan lebih 2 markah daripada Noah. So Mimin 8, Noah 6. Dia tak nak tiru Mimin, dia tak nak tiru.
Maruah.
Maruah tercalar.
Okey, lah.
Mana ada 2 lagi kot. Readers 2 lagi. Okay. So kita teruskan.
Ashley was hurrying to an unplanned business meeting. She asked her boyfriend, Dean, to walk the dog. Dean agreed. But then his friend called and invited him to play a new video game. So the guy decided to skip walking the dog that day and joined his friends. He and Ashley met right outside the house when they both were going back home. Ashley asked what Dean had been doing. The guy said, "I walked the dog and then went to play video games with my friends." Ashley immediately understood he was lying. How did she figure it out?
Tapak kaki tu.
Okay. So Mimin dengan Noah cakap tapak kaki je. Sebab aku dengar suara Mimin dulu. So Mimin dulu lah. Kalau betul Mimin dapat 2 markah. Kalau salah tak dapat lah. Okay Mimin. Ini apa yang aku dengar dulu lah. Aku dengar suara Mimin dulu.
Okey, tak apa.
Tak apa, kita tengok macam mana.
It's winter. Look at the footprints in the snow. There are Ashley's footprints going both ways and Dean's footprints going both ways too. But there are no dog footprints. Mrs.
Okay, betul lah. Tapi Mimin cakap dulu. Siapa kata Mimin cakap dulu? Noah dapat 1 markah, Mimin dapat 2 markah. Boleh tengok balik kat YouTube UMCares. Okay, readers seterusnya.
Rivers reported that someone had broken into her house. They stole all the money and jewelry she kept in her living room. Detective Callum arrived to investigate the crime. The room was a mess. It was obvious that someone had been looking for something there. But in the end, the detective concluded that there was no robbery. Mrs. Rivers made the whole thing up. Why did he decide so?
Okay, siapa nak jawab dulu? Dia kira
sebab ni takkanlah robbery nak perempuan nak rosakkan kushin. Nama kushin tu sampai terkeluar spring tu. Macam mustahil.
Okay, Mimin.
Saya jawab lebih kurang sebab maksudnya kata ni Roman maksudnya dia ada dia sebab apa ya dikatakan komisi tu faham terus takkan kisah dia macam tanya sen nak duit melainkan kalau di apa lupa Hokkien orang chat ya apa video ni
Dah pening.
Dah ada jawapan.
dia lompat tu dia cuma ni
Dia
Ini
ropak lah.
anjing gua ni. Aku pelik lah. Polis tu sama macam polis yang sebelum ni.
kalau
Ada polis lain ke?
ada bang macam
Ada pun.
boleh
Ni polis tu. Dia tempat yang sama berlaku. Satu polis je satu kawasan. Sebab masuk kau macam mana ni? Tak clear sangat lah dia punya jawapan tu.
bukan masa orang datang jauh tak ada abang-abang tu. So dia kena pecahkan apa saya malam.
Okey.
Kalau dia di maksudnya dia ada baik kau pisau dia kan bagikan saya. So tak payah songkang macam ni.
Okey, faham.
Itu
So tak apalah, kita jawapan lah.
Look at this very expensive and fragile tea set lying on the floor. If a criminal had really been there, he wouldn't have cared about the set. It would be smashed after falling down. It seems that when Mrs. Rivers was staging a robbery, she didn't feel like breaking her expensive tea set.
Dua-dua salah. Dua-dua cakap pasal cushion. Konsep dia sama tapi jawapan dia lain. Jawapan dia pasal T-set tu. T-set tu dia tak berani pecahkan sebab mahal.
Sama orang yang tahu siapa.
Itulah kau tak dia pecahkan. So dia buat sendiri.
Orang bagi ada email tu. Akan dia masuk kan.
Dia buat sendiri ni.
Sama permainan.
Okey, soalan last kot ke tak ada dah? Kita tengok dulu ada lagi ke tak ada?
Viviana and Malcolm were working outside. Malcolm was repairing the roof, and Viviana was working in the garden. Suddenly, a hammer fell from the roof and hit Viviana on the head. She was taken to a hospital, and the police came to figure out what had happened. When Malcolm told them everything, the police arrested him for staging an accident. Why didn't they believe the guy?
Sebab ni aku dulu
Kejap. Tenang. Sabar dulu.
dia baik
Sabar dulu. Sabar dulu. Tak dikira lagi. Kita tengok siapa angkat tangan lah. Siapa angkat tangan dulu. Boleh? Sabarlah, tunggulah aku kira.
Mana boleh angkat tangan?
Tunggulah aku kira. Tunggu aku kira. Okey, 1. Tunggu tangan bawah dulu Mimin. 1, 2, 3. Okey, Noah.
Sebab dia tu letak kat tengah. Mana boleh hammer tu jatuh kat belah sini melainkan dia banding.
Okey, Mimin, jawapan Mimin.
Yelah ni tengah
Sama.
Yelah. Dia jantung tu.
Mana tahu terpelanting. Dia ketuk macam ni. Macam ni tu pelanting ke depan. Apa kita tengok jawapan dia.
Viviana was working right next to the house. She was sitting under the roof. If the hammer had fallen accidentally, it would have slid down the roof and fallen behind the woman's back. It could hit her only if someone threw it at her on purpose. Well, that's not nice. Uh-oh, Tommy was exploring old...
Saya dulu makan.
Anwar 2 markah. Mimin 1 markah. kita tengok siapa yang menang untuk episod kali ni. So Mimin rasa siapa menang? Of course lah dia sendiri Mimin kan.
Ya ke?
Kita bagilah Anwar menang.
Kita bagi Anwar menang.
Paling lambat kita semua.
Okay, so keputusan dia
Mau pakai baju
Mimin X menang 11
Ya ke?
mata. Yes. Anwar dapat 9 mata. Sikit lagi.
Setelah kita memperkenalkan sistem mata yang baru kan.
Tiba-tiba je Mimin ni. Wah hajar betul Mimin. Okey lah. So tu saja kita hari ni. Dah sejam dah. Ada lagi 4 minit masa. So kita bagi peluang kepada pemenang lah untuk bagi sepatah dua kata. Oh, pemenang Mimin, silakan Mimin. Ada apa-apa nak nasihatkan ke?
Hari ni kita memang tergempar sebab nak test software baru kan. So itulah ucapan saya. Kita nak cabaran baru nanti. Mungkin ada Mario Nexus akan join kita lepas ni, tak tahu. Kalau siapa lagi akan join kita dalam macam-macam game online lepas ni kita buat. Memenangkan kita makan banyak masa di hybrid.
Siapa Mimin? Kita buat je game. Nanti Mario Nexus. Kontak kami Mario Nexus. Kita main ramai-ramai. Lagi ramai lagi meriah.
Asyik Mimi je menang kan. Boleh juga.
Jangan sampai saya panggil Azmi
Tak apa. Kita panggil lagi dia. Kita bagi dia study. Jangan kacau dia.
Okey. Dah habis exam dah Mimin?
Habis tak boleh. Dia ada lagi exam.
Okey. Anwar, sepatah dua kata sebelum kita akhiri kita punya readers hari ni.
Okay, tanya kepada Mimin. Walaupun close.
Boleh. Ini macam
Bagi Chang. Orang panggil bagi Chang.
rapat dulu. Kita potong corner. Macam tu dia potong.
Tak apa.
Sabar,
InsyaAllah
Mimin.
nanti kita cuba lagi.
Okey.
Nanti kita cuba lagi.
Kepada Azmi, watch out.
Macam come on. Okay. So itu saja untuk UMCares Riddle ini. So terima kasih kepada semua penonton. Jangan lupa untuk like, share dan subscribe channel kami @myumcares dan juga jangan lupa follow kita punya social media dekat Instagram, YouTube, Twitter semua @myumcares. Jangan lupa untuk follow Universiti Melaya Instagram @Unimlaya dan jangan lupa juga untuk subscribe UM punya YouTube Universiti Melaya. So itu saja daripada kami. Jaga diri, jaga SOP. Bye-bye semua. Assalamualaikum.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ni semua sebab tengok Kim Panggun semalam